Hello, everybody. Hi,
Welcome back
Kate.
to Mindful Magic. I'm Kate.
And I'm Marie. The veil is thinning, and shadows are stretching longer each night, inviting us deeper into the season of ghosts and whispers. Tonight, we begin a haunted journey across the unraveling dark lore and paranormal legends that cling to different lands.
But be warned, these are not stories for the faint of heart. If you're listening alone, especially in the dark, you may want to turn on a light. You never know what lingers just beyond the edge of the shadows. Our first stop, Scotland, where vengeful spirits are said to wander castles between this world and the next.
Scotland's rugged landscapes are dotted with ancient castles, many of which are said to be haunted by a spectral figure known as the Green Lady. These spirits are often believed to be the ghosts of women, noblewomen or servants who died under tragic or mysterious circumstances, such as betrayal, heartbreak, or murder. The color green, long considered unlucky in Scottish folklore due to its association with misfortune and the supernatural, is a defining trait of these apparitions. While some legends portray the Green Lady as a gentle protector of the household, others describe her as a sorrowful or eerie presence eternally bound to the stones of her ancestral home.
Bridget Locke had always claimed fear was just another tool, a lucrative one. Yet she wasn't one of those frauds who jumped at creaking pipes and just called it a ghost. She hunted specters at places that made even the bravest locals cross the street after dusk. Her YouTube channel, Beyond the Veil, had exploded with subscribers hungry for her reckless courage. The plague ships of Liverpool, the butcher's tunnels beneath Edinburgh, the asylum in Michigan where she spent a night strapped to an old gurney. All stunts, all edited to look raw, and yet real enough to feed the monster that had become her following, her cash cow.
Duntoulm Castle, however, promised more than a thrill. It whispered to her in her dreams. She found it by accident, half a sentence overheard in a Skye pub. Some places never wanted walls to begin with. Duntoulm's one of 'em. She'd pressed that old fisherman who'd said it, but he refused her money and shuffled away, looking back nervously at her. She booked a bed and breakfast in the nearest village, and from there she hiked up the glen alone. No road, no signs, just bracken taller than her hips and a sky that seemed to grow darker the closer she got to the whispers she's heard before.
She went live the moment the towers appeared, black stone fingers clutching at a leaden sky. Inside, her bravado faltered. Her audience, thousands of miles away, could sense it too. The chat flooded with nervous laughter and dare requests. Sing to her, ask her to touch your hair, turn off the flashlight for 1 minute. She did all of it, anything for clicks. But after sunset, her jokes dried up. Rooms didn't stay the same size, shadows gathered in the corners and refused to leave. Once, setting up her backup camera in the ruinous kitchen, she turned and caught her own reflection in a shattered oven door. Except she wasn't wearing her beanie anymore. Her hair lay slick to her scalp, as if she'd just crawled out of a bog.
She touched it, dry, looked again, gone. Glitch, light's weird, she muttered for her stream. But something was off. She could taste a light, lingering copper on her tongue. The midnight darkness brought the wind through the broken halls of the old castle, not the strong Highland gusts that bent old trees. This was a scream wedged in stone. It rattled her tripod until it toppled. It tore at the microphone until it spat static into her headphones. Her laptop screen flickered, then filled her face again and again, filled with her face again and again. Infinite copies of her head filling smaller and smaller into space, each staring just a fraction too directly into her own eyes. She didn't notice the footsteps at first. Her stream chat did. "Who's behind you?" flooded the screen. She spun, her flashlight beam jittering across the black corridor. Stone, dripping damp lichen. Nothing. Clack. A heel on a wet rock. Closer. She backed away, babbling into her mic. Probably just an echo. The echo turned the corner.
The green lady was neither mist nor trick of the eye. She was a heartbreak made flesh, hunger draped in a gown that once gleamed emerald but now hung in strips, slick with grave damp peat and mold. Her veil hid little. Her skin was bone white, stretched thin, splitting in places to weep black fluid. Bridget froze where she stood, arms limply by her sides, the way prey sometimes forgets to run when teeth find its throat. The lady did not step so much as slide, cracked leather shoes gliding inches above the stones, lace sleeves trailing mildew, her head cocked and cracked once, twice, like a curious bird, before the veil lifted just enough to show a mouth, neither alive nor quite dead, its lips moving like torn cloth in a storm.
You do not belong here. A thousand voices form the words. The wail of drowned women, the gasp of dying men, the castle's very stones weeping under winter snow. Bridget's legs gave up, pretending to be terrified, and bolted. She ran blind, shoulders slamming into walls slick with algae and old blood. Doorways slammed shut before her, corridors pinched narrower, forcing her to squeeze through gaps jagged enough to draw blood through her coat. Every turn delivered her back to the great hall, where the green lady waited, closer each time. Bridget tried to hide behind a toppled bookcase. She smothered her sobs in her elbow while her phone buzzed endlessly in her pocket. Notifications, donations, laughing emojis. This stream was going viral.
Bridget's breath caught in her throat. Every instinct screamed for her to run again, but her limbs refused to obey. It was as if the air around her had thickened into syrup, slowing her thoughts, anchoring her feet. The Green Lady's presence wasn't just terrifying, it was wrong, like a glitch in reality, something that should not exist and yet did. The lady's veil brushed the fallen books as she drifted past. The scent that followed her was impossible, wet soil, burnt milk, rotted roses, and something far worse, like a memory of drowning. Not the act, but the terror of it. Lungs burning, vision darkening, the weight of water pressing down from all sides.
Her yellow and black fingernails scraped the old wood ever so gently as she glided closer, the sound delicate but deliberate, like a lover whispering cruel things in the dark. Bridget's heart pounded a hard, frantic rhythm in her chest, faster than reason, faster than prayer. Her mouth opened, but only a dry rasp came out. Tears welled in her eyes, not from sadness, but from the primal terror clawing up her spine. The green lady tilted her head again, listening, quick and birdlike, her movements uncomfortably jolting. Beneath the veil, something shimmered. Eyes, maybe? Or just the illusion of them? Bridget couldn't tell. Whatever lay beneath that sheer green gauze wasn't meant to be seen by the living.
Each footstep stole more heat from the room until Bridget's breath came in puffs of mist, her skin prickled with goose flesh, her limbs trembling as though her muscles were no longer her own. The scent grew stronger, cloying and acidic, and for a heartbeat, Bridget swore she tasted mold on her tongue, as if something ancient had begun to rot inside of her. The lady raised a hand. Bridget choked on a sob, not from pain, but from knowing, from the certainty that the hand would not touch her skin, but her soul, and it was already too late.
They found Bridget 5 days later, stumbling and raw footed, wandering the bog behind Duntoulm, then down to the village. She was muttering prayers she did not know in a language no one could place, half Gaelic, half nothing. When the paramedics touched her shoulder, she shrieked so violently she tore the cartilage in her throat. In the hospital, when her voice returned to a hoarse whisper, she would only speak riddles. She liked my stories, so she let me live inside hers. She was so lonely. I thought I could leave. I was wrong. She wears my face when the wind dies. She clawed at mirrors until they removed every reflective surface from her room. Bridget's audience, Bridget's audience demanded the footage. They got it.
The first hours were the usual witty banter, shaky spots of ruins porn. Then the footage stuttered. Bridget whispering to corners, giggling at empty doorways, crying so softly it was almost a lullaby. At the very end, the camera, still mounted but no longer powered by battery, tilted by some unseen hand. It caught the main archway where dusk bled in. The green lady stood there. She lifted her veil. It was Bridget's face beneath, hollow-eyed, lips moving around a silent shriek. The wind hissed through the stones as if to carry that scream into every watcher's ears. Most closed the video before the end, some didn't.
They said days later that they'd hear soft footsteps in their own hallway after dark, a voice whispering, "You do not belong here." And some, to this day, swear they glimpse her, draped in faded emerald green, veil lifted, reflected in their windows, long after they've turned the camera off. Oh, Bridget, she sought clicks and found curses. Dear listeners, the Green Lady doesn't appreciate uninvited guests. Remember, some ruins are best left undisturbed, their stories whispered, not broadcasted.
Thank you for listening. We want to announce a dark half of the year grimoire giveaway. So step into the shadows with us. We are celebrating the turning of the wheel with a special dark half of the year digital grimoire. This beautifully crafted PDF is yours to keep, a magical companion to guide you through the shadowed months. Inside you will find the lore and meaning of the dark half Sabbats, herbs, stones, symbols, and colors to work with during the season, ritual ideas and magical correspondences to deepen your practice, magical recipes to warm body and spirit. It's just our way of thanking you for being part of our circle. We really, really appreciate all the listeners.
We certainly do. And this is how you can claim your grimoire. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mindful Magic Podcast. If you're already a subscriber, please follow the same steps. It's free and it's our thanks for following us. Take a screenshot of your subscription and email it to us at mindfulmagicchannel@gmail.com and we'll email you back the PDF form.
Yeah. So yeah, once we receive your screenshot, we'll send you the PDF so you can begin weaving seasonal magic right away. Once again, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and please stay tuned for more scary tales from around the world.
The story you just listened to is my newest book, a global anthology of terrifying folklore. If you'd like to read more, you can find it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Our dear friend Andy Sicking did the illustrations. She's an amazing artist. You can find her at As You Wish Artist on IG, Instagram. We'll link it for you.
And as always, stay mindfully magical.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
If you have any questions or topics you would like to hear Marie and I discuss, please comment below, send us a message, or reach out to us on Instagram. We like to close each episode with a moment of mindfulness. Take a deep breath and think about what you're grateful for today. We're now going to bless everything that you're grateful for and let your higher self and guides know that you are open for even more blessings. We bid you farewell until we meet again. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. We hope your day is filled with love, happiness, undeniable signs, and mindful magic. You can check out Marie's handmade candles, soaps, lotions, and more at kitchenwitchhawaii.com, and you can follow her on Instagram. You can book an angel reading with me, check out my books, and sign up for our Angel Magic community at katewhitneyofficial.com. And be sure to follow Mindful Magic on YouTube at Mindful Magic Channel. We are also on Facebook and Instagram.